Hello fellow astro enthusiasts. Tonight I'm coming from the front yard because I've currently got the Meade 80mm APO set up that's collecting data on the Pelican Nebula that's rising in the east. The area that the Pelican Nebula is located in, the constellation Cygnus, is just loaded with a lot of fascinating objects. Like right next to the Pelican Nebula we have the North American Nebula, NGC 7000. And there's also the Crescent Nebula and just a whole bunch of nebulosity around Satyr, which is a star kind of in the center of the cross of the Cygnus constellation. And it's just packed full of really interesting objects. But one thing that makes tonight pretty interesting is that I've just had my DSLR camera Astro modified. So this will be the first image that I take using a modified DSLR for astrophotography. So I'm pretty excited to see what kind of results I can obtain. Now, that said, last night I did collect about 3 hours of data on the Pelican Nebula, and tonight I'm intending to collect a few more hours of data as well to combine with that. And as the Pelican Nebula gets higher in the sky, Sagittarius will also be rising in the south, and when I complete a few more hours of data on the Pelican, I will transition over to the Eagle Nebula to, see about collecting some data on that. But yeah, I'm just really excited to see, what kind of data I can collect using this modified DSLR. So why don't we take a quick peek at what I've got going on with the scope.
So I'm currently working on the Pelican Nebula, and you can see this is how my guiding looks. The RMS error total is 0.73, so not too bad. I've got the Meade 6000 series 80mm triplet APO on the Celestron Advanced VX mount. You can see it's doing quite well. Let's get that in focus. There we go. On the guiding, there's been some times tonight where it was a little rough, but it's doing quite well. I'm doing 240-second exposures. I've already done a block of 30, so this is the end of 15 more, and then I'll probably take a few more exposures here in a moment. So we just wrapped up that exposure, so let's take a look and see how things are looking on the data here. So you can see there's quite a bit of detail visible in the subframes of the Pelican. We can go ahead and zoom in, take a look at the stars, and they're quite round, looking good. So I'm actually going to take a few more subs here. This is a multi-night project. I won't be finishing this in one night, but yeah, that's just a quick look at imaging the Pelican Nebula here using backyard EOS, and I'm using the Canon DSLR. It's a T5i, which I have had modified for astrophotography, so the IR cut filter has been removed and replaced with one that allows, bandwidths, wavelengths closer to, hydrogen alpha. It allows that to pass through. But yeah, it's just a quick look at what I've got going on. So let's set this up to take a few more exposures and carry on with just working on this nebula here. I just thought I would mention too that while the scope's been doing some imaging, I've been laying out here on the concrete, looking at Cygnus through some binoculars, and there's just so many cool objects that you can see with the binoculars. Just so many stars. The Milky Way, the arm of the Milky Way kind of passes through the Cygnus constellation, and it's just loaded with stars. If you've got a pair of binoculars on hand and you're interested, just kind of point up there and look at Cygnus and just be amazed at all those stars going through that constellation. It's fantastic. In fact, as Cygnus gets higher in the sky and Sagittarius will be rising in the south, you can, from my yard, you can see the Milky Way as it comes up in the south and goes through the sky and passes through Cygnus. It's just a cool sight. And I've been to a really dark sky before, in the Okefenokee Swamp in Georgia. I'm in Georgia here, but they've got really dark skies there. It's phenomenal, and the Milky Way is so bright, just reaching across the sky. It casts almost like a shadow, on the ground. It's just so cool. But yeah, I've just been laying out here enjoying that too while I shoot some of these subs. And it's just a lot of fun. Astronomy is just a great hobby. It's a blast.